In this video, I'm going to be talking about the Darmoshark M3-S Varun. This unit has been provided to me by Darmoshark. Xie. This is my first time trying a $50 wireless mouse, and my expectation is extremely low. One of the things I hate about this mouse is upon opening the box, there's some stain on the mouse holder. I don't really want to know what that is, and Darmoshark, please look into this. Inside the box, there's only a mouse, a USB-C cable, and the 2K dongle. This is what it looks like. It's made out of plastic. It's on the cheaper side. This is your 2K dongle. There's no other accessories, no manual, no grips, no skates. Perhaps maybe it's only for my unit because it's a pre-production one. I don't know. They didn't really tell me anything. There is a really strong language barrier every time I talk to Darmoshark. Darmoshark is giving me a weak QC first impression. I'm not gonna lie. I've read somewhere that this mouse is not even being mass produced yet. And as you guys may know, Consensual actually does perform an actual QC test on any products he reviews. While I was testing the structural integrity of the mouse, it seems very solid, but when I hit it from the back, goddamn, there's a lot of movement. Upon further inspection, I came to a conclusion that they forgot to put the screws at the bottom side of the mouse. I also think that this is an invitation for me to open the mouse. Fortunately, I have some screws that are laying around, even though the hole is too tight. I just need to force my way in a little bit. It was super tight, but it made it fit and it's now secure. I already reported this to Darmoshark and they said that it has been replaced or repaired. Like I said, there's a strong language barrier, but I assume that they meant noted or they will look into it. Now let's talk about shape real quick. It's a low profile shape and you get a really good range of motion. It's pretty versatile. It reminds me of a Starlight Medium with a taller back hump and a flatter side, or a Ninjutsu Sora with a slightly taller hump and mouse buttons. Depending on your hand size, this mouse can be claw grip, aggressively, relaxed claw, and fingertip. I do not recommend this mouse for palm grip. Coming in at 54 grams, the Darmoshark M3-S variant actually has a very surprisingly good build quality. Even though it's all plastic, not sure if there's any coating on the shell, but it's slightly textured and provides a decent amount of grip for what it is, and it doesn't make my fingers or hands sweat. The overall structural integrity of this mouse is really solid. I need to press extremely hard to get the size to flex, and there's no rattle or creaking on my unit. Honestly, I'm actually really impressed with the build quality of this thing. There is a slight play on mouse 1 and mouse 2. There is some pre and post travel. It's using a TTC Gold switches. I love to see it. Finally a company who understands that Huanos are not the only good switches in the market right now. And I honestly like Darmoshark's choice here. Mouse 1, mouse 2, mouse 3 are all light and spammable. It's also using a TTC Gold non-dustproof encoder. Unfortunately, I wish they used the dustproof version instead. The scrolling experience though is really nice. The steps are nicely defined and has a reasonable amount of resistance to it. It has a good height and the placement is very good. Unfortunately, there is RGB on the scroll wheel, and RGB on a wireless mouse to me will always be haram. Not a fan. Side buttons, they do have a little bit of a pre and post travel as well. They are nice and spammable and the placement is very good, very easy to hit. At the bottom of the mouse, you get a DPI button right here, on and off switch with Bluetooth. What I'm saying? It's feature packed. An RPT button, that just means your polling rate adjustments. Let me guide you through it real quick. Now the mouse is on. Green is for 1000 hertz. Purple is 2000 hertz. Red is 125 hertz. And blue is for 500 hertz. I honestly like this feature because I can just simply switch my polling rate by pressing a button. Let's say after a play and I just want to browse the internet. If I want to conserve battery, I can simply just press this button to lower my polling rate. You also get a dongle storage. I almost forgot about this part. You get a dongle storage under the mouse, but unfortunately, I don't really have any dongle, so maybe it's just my unit, but it's there, you know what I'm saying? If you care where about your mouse is made, there's also an indication where it's made. As you guys can see, it says made in China. And the case of this mouse is all right. It's on the control side, a little scratchy for my liking. In terms of performance, I tested this mouse in Valorant and Apex Legends, and the performance of this mouse is excellent. You know, it's using a T-Link MCU. I'm not sure if this is a newer version or it's the same as the one in the Sora, but after reading the datasheet, it might be a newer version, and this is probably the only T-Link that is capable of 2000 Hz polling rate. Otherwise, we're going to see Ninja Sora, you know, coming up with a firmware update and releasing a 2K polling rate as well, but that is highly unlikely. So I'm just assuming that this might be like a newer version of the T-Link MCUs, you know. 2000 Hz polling rate works flawlessly. You know what I'm saying? 1K to 2K is somewhat perceivable, not as much as 1K to 4K. It's like 4K to 8K where it's really hard to tell unless you have a super high refresh rate. It's using a 500 milliamp hour battery inside and expect around 45 to 55 hours of constant motion at 2000 Hz polling rate with RGB on. Overall, the Darmoshark M3-S is actually pretty good. You know, for $50, I can't even lie. This might be the best budget small wireless mouse you can get this price range. If you're into smaller mouse, I definitely think you're going to enjoy using this. I personally like using the M3-S variant occasionally, and I'm just going to add this to my rotation. I can see myself using this mouse when playing Apex Legends since it's really fun and easy to throw around. You know, the performance is excellent, and I do enjoy the switches on this mouse a lot. For the shape and my hand size, not too much. You know, it kind of make my hand cramp or my right hand cramp sometimes. You know what I'm saying? If I were to claw grip, if I were to maintain an aggro claw grip on this mouse for a longer periods of time, maybe like 3 hours in, you know, it's kind of like getting into me. So I'll switch to my other mouse, like my Lamzo 4K or my EC2 CW. But yeah, for $50, I think it's a bargain. You know what I'm saying? Just need to be aware of the QC. Make sure to purchase this to a place where there's a good return or exchange policy, though I don't really know where. In term, maybe customer service would be a little bit too difficult directly through Darmoshark because their English is so-so. But I mean, I don't know. Maybe it can be good. I don't have any experience with it. All I know is Lamzu doesn't really speak English that much as well, but you know, they do understand how to do RMAs properly. The process is really easy. Destroy the mouse, they send you a new one. Everyone's happy, everyone's saving time, not wasting time, unlike ours. You know, I'm a Pulsar admin and our QC RMA is pretty shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta send the mouse back to them. You know, I don't know what they do with it. And then when they get the mouse, that's like the time when they will send you out a new one. So it's kind of like Razer. I feel like that's just a waste of time. Might as well just destroy the mouse and send you a replacement. You know, save time and money, and everyone's happy. But yeah, that's pretty much it in today's video. As always, thank you for watching.